Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show, and it is time for your Leeds versus Manchester United post-match chat. You will have to bear with me a little bit. The throat is absolutely wrecked. I may fall into fits of coughs, like I can barely talk. Sung, screamed, whatever, like made loud noises, as Brick Tamlin would say on the Anchorman, loud noises. Like, it was everything it was set up to be in terms of an atmosphere from the Leeds United fans. For those that were fortunate enough to be in the ground, it was exceptional at times. Of course, I'm disappointed because we lost the game, and we'll go through that in a little bit more depth. But as a spectacle in terms of what happened in that ground, it's everything that I believed it would be. After so long, 18 plus years. It was violent, it was visceral, it was insane. It was insane. What an atmosphere. A big shout out to everyone that made it there and supported from wherever you are. Please do smash a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, hit the notification bell. And let's get into the video. So Leeds United unfortunately lost the game. Really disappointed. Gutted to be on the end of a 4-2 beating by our biggest rivals. Of course, that's a lot of goals now we've conceded against Manchester United, both under Ollie and Ralph Ragnarok now, with 4 goals conceded. At Ellen Road. It's not ideal, is it? Not up against your biggest rivals, but I can't be too disheartened. I can't be too disappointed, because I thought the second half the boys performed to an exceptional level. They fought, they hassled, they harried. I can think to Forshaw, and it was a bit like chalk and cheese in that first half, because you can just look at Forshaw's performance. In the first half, Pogba got the better of him, and Paul Pogba's an exceptional talent, a great player. But Forshaw in that second half was channeling Batty. He was everywhere, throwing in challenges left, right, and centre. The rain, everything. It was just a great spectacle. And obviously, we've lost the game to our biggest rivals, which is rubbish. But as I'll keep saying, I can't be too disheartened. These boys will get us through. We will stay in the division. My standpoint on this. Look at the performance today. You don't get that from other teams, I don't think, personally. But then again, we lose to Newcastle, we lose to Everton, so it doesn't mean nothing, does it? Really, in the grand scheme of things. But my point. I think we'll be totally fine. Of course, prior to kickoff, big surprise. Rafinha didn't make the lineup. People say, "Oh, he wants to move. His head's elsewhere." If any of that was to be true, he wouldn't even be on the bench. Bielsa made a tactical or a decision to drop him. That's what it was. And performances against Everton and Villa were not great. And I said to a few people in the ground, when he came on at half time, he had a rocket up his arse. And Rafinha was the Rafinha that we're used to seeing. I'm not advocating that he shouldn't be starting, but whatever did happen worked, because, as I say, against Everton, he was poor. And we in that second half, him, Firpo, Joffy, the substitutions worked. The one that didn't was in the first half, when Robin Koch got substituted. And Bielsa, as it happened, like I'm saying, I would have brought on Creswell. That would have been my substitution. I know a lot of people mentioned Dallas going into midfield and all that sort of stuff, but my personal preference, I said, bring on Creswell, move Strauch into DM. That didn't happen. On came Firpo. Firpo went left back. Instead of Dallas going into midfield, he went right back. Ayling then went into centre back alongside Llorente, and Strauch went into the DM. So a lot of moving parts for one substitution, which then caused a lot of uncertainty. People trying to work out where they're supposed to be, who they're supposed to be marking. And a couple of minutes later, we're 1-0 down. And that's a frustrating thing, because maybe if it's just the one switch, we're a little bit more switched on. They don't get the corner. I can't remember how the corner was won. I might be talking rubbish. You know, like I say, I was just probably making loud noises at that point. But yeah, there's a lot of moving parts for the sake of one substitution. And you know, some might say I'd have just brought on Firpo, put Dallas in midfield, but I'd have said Creswell personally. I'd have kept Dallas at left back, and then, you know, it's minimal changes. But listen, when Firpo came on, I thought he was good at left back. He looked leggy towards the end of the game, but he has been unfit. You know, he has been injured. But yeah, let's talk about Manchester United. Obviously, go 1-0 up. 34th minute, Harry Maguire. I've watched it back. It looked too easy in the ground. It was too easy. Shaw with the corner. Maguire, I don't know what Llorente is even trying to do to try and defend it. We know Maguire can head a ball, you know. He's done it for England many a times. And he makes it 1-0. Disappointed. You want to get to half-time. You want to get to half-time 1 down. Wasn't to be the case. Bruno Fernandes scores in added time of the first half, which was frustrating. I think we had 5 minutes. As I say, there was a number of stoppages, one of them being for Robin Koch, who, by the way, was actually cut on the forehead, I believe, by Scott McTominay. I hate Scott McTominay with a passion. He seems to turn up against Leeds United, scored a couple of goals. So, yeah, there's a little bit of saltiness there. But today was an absolute joke. If you're a Man United fan, you probably enjoy his performance. You know, it has to come to the referee. The referee was an absolute joke. Scott McTominay picked up his first yellow card on the 77th minute. 77th minute. There was many cards during this game. McTominay should have had one in the first half. He should have had about 4 or 5, truth be told. Truth be told, he should have had about 4 or 5. And he picked one up in the 77th minute. Joke. Referee was a joke, you know. And it's all due to the fact that he was a Manchester United player, and I won't have said different. It was a joke, man. He shouldn't have even been on the pitch by the time he gets that yellow card, because he makes another foul a little bit later on, and then Rafinha ends up getting a yellow card because he's fuming that he don't get the second yellow. Which, if he not had it first, he would have got this. You know, if he'd have got a yellow, it was a yellow card. McTominay's many of his challenges. Probably the one on Koch was a yellow card. Do you know what I mean? Probably that was a yellow card. But anyway, back to their goal. Bruno Fernandes with the header, unmarked. Sancho, nice ball, clipped up. The frustrating thing, though, is that it came from a run from Victor Lindelof from inside his own half. As soon as it opened up due to the man-marking system, and we looked a bit all over, I said, this is going to go in, and it was just popped off to Sancho into Fernandes, and Leeds United are 2-0 down, and you're thinking, oh, man, damage limitations, right? Damage limitations. I didn't know what to expect for the second half. All I knew is that we had to start well. On came Rafinha for Jack Harrison. On came Joffrey Gelhardt for Diego Llorente. I'd argue, you know, the way that we finished that game in terms of the way the team was set up, I want us to start that way. Joffrey was great. Rafinha from the right, Dan James from the left, Rodrigo. Yeah, it just worked. Just worked. Oh, man. And listen, let's talk about them goals for anyone in the ground, you know. I think it was 24 seconds between each goal. And someone said on Twitter, that's probably the best 24 seconds of my life. It's up there. It's up there. Like, I know we lost the game, but you cannot understand if you are, honestly, man, never in all my times as a season ticket holder had scenes like that. Genuinely. It was insane. Bodies, limbs everywhere. Like, for us to score, Rodrigo's goal, you know, the cross comes shot, catches De Gea out, And then like 24 seconds later, we go straight up the other end and Rafinha puts it in the back of the net. Adam Forshaw challenges Bruno Fernandes. It goes out to Dan James. Dan James does some great work. Ball comes in. Rafinha beats Shaw to it. Leeds United 2-2. And it went mental. Mental. And nothing more than we'd deserve due to the way that we'd started that second half. You could even argue, like, in the first half, Man United deservedly to be in the lead. Maybe 2 was a little bit of a push. We created a few opportunities, but again, it was the clinicality which let us down, and Man United were very clinical. So maybe it was harsh to be 2-0 down, and then we came out and did that, did that. Now, of course, it means Jack, and some will say to me, it means Jack, she still lost the game. But I was just proud of the lads for the fight and the heart in that second half, especially being 2-0 down. I mean, the flurry of yellow cards that came after that was absolutely insane. I think it was every couple of minutes. McTominay shouldn't have been on the pitch. I'll go back to that. He didn't get his first yellow card until the 77th minute, 13th minute from time. Insane that is, can't lie. Fred gets brought on for Paul Pogba and Elanga for Lingard. And the substitutions worked, obviously, for Ralph Rangnick, as both of them went on to score. Fred on the 70th minute. And this is the unfortunate thing. Leeds United had an opportunity just before Fred's goal. Phil Hay said it was Gelhardt. It looks like James to me in the ground. Someone tell me, I think it was Dan James. A ball came across, flashing header, didn't connect with it correctly, and it was easy. And the thing is, Man United went up the other end, and they were clinical, and Fred was clinical. I think Sancho finds him in space on the left-hand side in the box. Bang. Good finish. Manchester United lead 3-2. Had we have got the third to make it 3-2 us, we win the game, I think. And it proved to be the case for Man United. We did huff and puff after that. We still did have a go. We still looked dangerous. But, we're always maybe going to get caught in transition a little bit as we're throwing things forward. Bruno Fernandes beats Pascal with a flick. I've seen a lot of people creaming over that. It was poor by Pascal's standards. He had 2 bites of the cherry, missed them both. Bruno Fernandes picked out Elanga, and it was a good finish. And as I say, 88th minute, it's then 4-2, and it's game over, and it's game over. It was probably game over when the Fred one went in. I mean, Ronaldo went off, Varane came on. They were protecting what they had at 3-2, but as I say, they went on and scored. Big shout out to the, first half, like I say, we had a couple of chances, but I thought, second half, we really stood up. I was really happy for Forshaw. His first half, maybe not the best up against Paul Pogba, but David Batty-esque second half. Rafinha came on and, just lit a fire up his ass. I don't know whether it was we've been dropped or whatever, and I'm not for one second advocating that in future, but it worked. I was worried, like at halftime, I said to my friend, I'm a staunch Bielsa fan. And I was saying, if this goes tits up like big time, he'll get hammered for that. And people probably still are. People probably will focus on that. And that's fine. But going to the ground and I was proud of the second half performance. I know we still lost the game and it's up against your rivals, but showed fight, heart, desire. And if we continue to perform like that, my standpoint in there. I'm not even going to go over it. I'm not even gonna go over it. I thought second half we were cool, and people might lose their heads or whatever, but yeah, I mean, when you're in the ground, it felt all right, man. It felt all right. For me, look, defensive, issues, of course, set pieces again, corners were rubbish. I don't think Man United have scored from one all season, but, they have got decent heads of the ball, and when we're so rubbish as we are, you might as well give a penalty sometimes. The lead up to their second Lindelof centre-back, this happens, but second half, really happy. Click, I thought was good. Had a number of efforts, though. Needs to work on that. Probably could pop it off a few times. There was one moment where Gelhardt put him on. He should have squared it back. He had a go. He did have a decent volley that De Gea tipped over the crossbar. On a different day, one of them goes in. We win that game, And that's, listen, I would rather do what we've done there and come back into the game, potentially have chances to win it. Obviously, we get caught, we don't, than putting 10 men behind the ball and not really having a go. You know, so as much as it sounds mad, like, I'm not as disconsolate had they have won that game, 4-0, of course you're fuming, you're raging, but it's the manner in which it flowed. For us to come back, and in that period of time, yeah, it was all right. But, we've lost the game. I understand that. And people will, what are you talking about, Joe, whatever. I don't know. But I can only convey where my head's at. Of course, I don't want to lose. Listen, we're 15th in the table. We still have 5 points, so we've lost 1 point over the weekend. We were 6 prior to that. We have Liverpool up next. Going to be very, very tough, under no illusions. Much tougher than it was today, I think, that's for sure. And maybe we can write that one off a little bit and hope that other, results go our way. And then we've got Spurs, and I think we can give Spurs a game at home. I do. I know they've just beat City, but, they'd lost 3 on the bounce up against Man City. They get up for that game at home. Will they be in the same fettle up against Leeds United? We'll have to wait and see. But again, I take the positives from that today. The fight, the heart, the desire that was shown. Bielsa willing to shuffle the pack a little bit, bringing on Gelhardt. I mean, I dread to think what would have happened if he'd have brought Roberts on, to be fair. But bringing on Gelhardt, great performance by Rafinha, great performance by Firpo, Forshaw, great second half, Click, constant. Ailing Dallas is probably playing out there with a broken leg. You know what I mean? The guy just never, he's like the Terminator, man. Terminator, fight, heart, desire. And I was happy with that. Of course, gutted to lose, but I think anyone that was at the game will understand that, fight, heart, desire. Maybe it didn't transmit on the TV. Well, of course, I mean, the goals are going in. I don't know. I don't know. I'm rambling, aren't I? I'm tired. My voice is gone. Gutted we didn't win the game. Happy with the second half performance to an extent. I know we still conceded 2. Yeah, we'll be all right, man. Trust and believe. We'll be all right. Because it's that second half performance for that period of time that gives me that. That tells me I know we're going to be okay. A-okay. Which I know some might not agree with, but it is what it is. But listen, I think I'm going to leave it there. I think I've covered all the points. McTominay is a muppet. Can't stand him. Absolute scenes for the 2 goals in quick succession, man. Honestly, mental. But yeah, still not won the game. Disappointing. But it's as you were, -1 point. So we've got 5 points gap on 18th. Long may that gap remain. Hopefully it increases between now and a couple more games. But it gets harder before it gets easier because we've got Liverpool up next. All right? Hold on to your hats, peeps. We'll be all right, I promise you. And if I'm not right, then you can throw everything you want at me. But like I say, stick with it. We'll be okay. Performances for periods show me that. But I know not a lot of you agree, man. Probably not a lot of you have stuck with it this long. Thank you as always for watching my show. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, hit the notification bell. We'll be live tomorrow for Premier League review. We'll also obviously have a look towards Liverpool as well. So make sure you join us for that. Thank you as always for watching the Just Joe Football Show. I love each and every one of you. Loads of people came and said hello to me in the ground today as well, which was exceptional and lovely to hear and lovely to see. So thank you for your support. And I'll leave it there. Peace out. Leeds. Marching on together, folks. Still got this, promise. Peace.